If you are the person who digs through the cookie jar looking for the crispy cookie, this video is for you. Here's the problem. Most chocolate chip cookie recipes are designed to be chewy, cakey, or soft. If you follow the recipe as it is, you're never going to get a crispy chocolate chip cookie. Today, I'm going to show you 3 tiny tips based on actual baking science that are going to keep your cookies nice and crispy without burning them or drying them out. I did not stumble on this by accident. When I was writing my cookbook, Cookie Remix, I tested hundreds of cookies, and what I learned is that crispy cookies are not an accident, they're an actual formula. And most people get it wrong because they rely 100% on butter. Stick with me till the end. I'm going to show you a ridiculously simple finishing move to make this look like a fancy bakery cookie, and it takes just a couple seconds and it's a total game changer. Okay, let's make some cookies. We are going to mix the dry ingredients first, starting with flour, half teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Oh, I forgot the cornstarch. It's not here. And 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. Most people don't use cornstarch in their cookies, but I love it because it adds a little bit of a crinkle to the texture when it's done. So use it if you want, but you might like to experiment with it if you're curious. And we'll do 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Those are our dry ingredients. We'll just mix those together with a spoon. Make sure it's nice and mixed up. Okay, now for our fats, let's bust the butter myth really quick. Butter tastes amazing, but it's also about 15 to 20% water. In the oven, water turns into steam. Steam lifts the dough, it traps moisture and gives you soft, cakey cookies. That's great if you love cakey cookies. Oil, on the other hand, is 100% fat. No water, no steam. So when you swap a portion of the butter for oil, you get the flavor of the butter, but the texture of oil. This is the single biggest reason your cookies bend instead of snap. As far as which oil to use, you really can use anything. A lot of people use vegetable oil or canola oil for baking. Today, and always in my kitchen, I use olive oil for baking. Olive oil is a little bit more of an investment, but it tastes amazing and it's a little bit better for you. 1 cup of granulated sugar, along with a cup of brown sugar. And we will mix this until it's well coated and just really well combined. You can actually smell the olive oil, but I promise you won't be able to taste it. From here, we're just going to add 2 eggs and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And we mix again. And for this, you don't want to overmix, so you mix until just combined. So once the eggs are fully incorporated, then you stop. Oh, what am I doing? Now we're going to add the flour mixture to the wet ingredients, a little bit at a time. Those bottom bits. All right, looks amazing. It's perfect dough. Now we are going to add chocolate chips, and my rule is that you can't have too many. So I actually do like to reserve a few chocolate chips because I like to add them on at the end once they're on the baking tray, just to make it look extra special. So I'm going to reserve about 1/4 to 1/2 of a cup. That looks so good. The dough is complete. I'm gonna just pack it down and cover it One of the secrets to crispy cookies is chilling beforehand. We're gonna chill for at least 30 minutes in the fridge, just so the fat can firm up and be ready to bake. Okay, the cookie dough has been in the fridge for over 30 minutes. We're gonna pull it out and get everything on the baking trays. If you have a medium-sized cookie scoop, perfect. If not, mine just recently broke, so I'm going to use my tablespoon and just do a heaping tablespoon about like that, straight from the bowl. And then just roll it or squeeze it with your hand and put it on the baking sheet. I have a few more little tricks. This trick also helps the cookies to get extra crispy. You want to just slightly press down on each ball of dough. If you bake them as rolled balls, this will actually trap the steam inside the cookie, making it rise. And we don't necessarily want height here. We want surface area. More exposed dough and edge means more evaporation, so crispier cookie. Once you've flattened them, it is good just to make sure they're about 2 inches apart on the baking sheet. Since they are going to grow out, they will get kind of big and you don't want them running into each other. I have 2 extra little cookie hacks. One is for aesthetics. It makes the cookies just look a little bit nicer. And that is the reason we reserved these chips. We're going to use some of these to press onto the tops of chipless looking cookies. So some of these tops look kind of bare. I'm just gonna press, I don't know, 3-ish chips into those cookies. All right, all chipped up. My last cookie hack, sprinkle a little bit of sea salt either over the entire batch or over just a portion of the cookies. I think I'm gonna do it over my whole batch today because who doesn't love it? Normally, I bake these cookies at 350 for 9 minutes, and they come out nice and crispy. But I just had a thought, what if we bake another batch, since I have 2 ovens, at 375, just increasing the temperature a little bit for about the same amount of time, just to see what happens. What if they're a little extra crispy and even more delicious? Let's try it and see. So I waited about 11 minutes because these cookies were a little extra big, and we're gonna check on them now. The 375 oven, these are a little bit crispy. These are going to be nice and crispy. We'll see how they are when they are cooled. And the 350 oven, oh my, those are perfect. Ideally, you want them looking more like this than like this. This is a little too done, and for my taste anyway. Perfection. We're gonna let them cool for just a few minutes. Okay, we are going to do a taste test, but first, let's see if it snaps for us. Ready? Perfect snap. Now a bite. I know I'm biased, but this is the perfect cookie. It is a little bit salty, of course sweet, crispy, crunchy, and so flavorful. I might eat this entire batch. The full recipe is in the description, so check that out. And if you want more cozy comfort food ideas, hit like and subscribe and come back for more. Thank you so much for watching. That looks like a smiley face. Oh, so cute. Aw, adorable.